The galaxy, ever sprawling and mysterious, was at a pivotal moment in its history. The balance of the Force, which had long dictated the ebb and flow of life, teetered perilously on the edge of chaos. In this universe, however, the whispers of destiny shifted. It was not Anakin Skywalker who rose to fulfill the prophecy of the Chosen One, but rather Ahsoka Tano, a Togruta who had already proven herself as a warrior, a student, and an individual of unyielding principle. What would such a shift mean for the galaxy and the legacy of the Jedi Order? Ahsoka's journey began on the same trajectory as we know. Discovered as a Force-sensitive child on her home planet of Shili, she was brought to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant to train under the watchful eyes of the Jedi Order. Her raw talent, immense courage, and innate connection to the Force quickly marked her as a standout Padawan. However, what set her apart in this alternate timeline was a burgeoning, uncontrollable power, a flicker of light and shadow that none had yet fully understood. The Jedi Council took notice. Master Yoda, in his infinite wisdom, saw more than just a skilled apprentice in Ahsoka. He sensed a profound connection to the Force that transcended conventional understanding. She embodied a balance, a unity of purpose, emotion, and action that the Jedi Order struggled to recognize in its pursuit of detachment and serenity. And so, when she became Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, it wasn't merely to learn from the Chosen One's potential, it was to test the possibility that she might herself be the prophesied figure destined to bring balance. Ahsoka's experiences during the Clone Wars profoundly shaped her identity. Under Anakin's mentorship, she developed into a formidable warrior and a natural leader, earning the respect of clones and Jedi alike. However, her trials went beyond the battlefield. Time and again, she was confronted with moral dilemmas that tested her faith in the Jedi Order. When she was falsely accused of treason and cast out, she faced one of her darkest moments. It was in that crucible of betrayal and doubt that Ahsoka found clarity. She realized that the Jedi Order, though noble in intent, had lost its way. Its rigid dogma and entanglement in political machinations had blinded it to the needs of the galaxy and the true essence of the Force. In this timeline, her decision to walk away from the Jedi was not an act of rebellion, but the first step in embracing her role as the Chosen One. Her departure allowed her to shed the constraints of the Order and explore her connection to the Force on her own terms. Freed from the dichotomy of light and dark, she began to see the Force as a living entity, neither entirely benevolent nor malevolent, but a complex web of existence that demanded harmony rather than domination. The galaxy's descent into war continued as in the original timeline, but Ahsoka's presence as the Chosen One altered key events. Her absence from the Jedi Order denied the Republic one of its greatest warriors, yet it also shielded her from the growing influence of Emperor Palpatine. She became a rogue figure, navigating the galaxy with a profound sense of purpose and a willingness to question traditional allegiances. When she encountered the likes of Bo-Katan Kryze and the people of Mandalore, her actions carried the weight of someone destined to reshape the galaxy's future. Meanwhile, Anakin Skywalker's trajectory shifted as well. Without Ahsoka's grounding presence, his descent into darkness was more pronounced. Palpatine's manipulations worked unimpeded, feeding Anakin's insecurities and ambitions until he fully embraced the identity of Darth Vader. Yet even as Vader, he was haunted by the memory of Ahsoka, a figure who represented everything he had lost, including his own humanity. The eventual confrontation between Ahsoka and Vader became a moment of profound significance in this alternate history. Their battle was not just a clash of lightsabers, but a struggle for the soul of the galaxy. Ahsoka, wielding the strength of someone who understood the true nature of the Force, fought not out of anger or vengeance, but out of a desire to heal the wounds that had fractured the galaxy. Her ability to blend light and dark, to embrace the complexity of existence without succumbing to either extreme, gave her a unique advantage over Vader's raw power and rage. In their duel, Ahsoka reached out to the man Anakin had been, confronting him with the truths he had buried under layers of pain and fear. Her connection to him as a former Padawan and trusted companion made her words cut deeper than any blade. Yet the duel did not end in redemption, for Vader's path was one of destruction. Ahsoka, though powerful, understood that she could not force Anakin to change. The seeds of hope she planted, however, would later bloom in the actions of others. As the galaxy hurtled toward its climactic battles, Ahsoka found herself drawn to Coruscant. The Sith's grip on the capital was unrelenting, and the Jedi Order, decimated by Order 66, had been reduced to whispers in the shadows. It was here, in the heart of the Empire, that Ahsoka faced her greatest challenge. Palpatine, sensing her growing power, sought to bend her to his will. He saw in Ahsoka a potential apprentice who could replace the increasingly unstable Vader. Their confrontation was a masterclass in manipulation and defiance. Palpatine offered her everything: power, knowledge, and the chance to reshape the galaxy according to her vision. Yet Ahsoka, with her profound understanding of the Force's true nature, rejected his temptations. She saw through his deceptions and understood that true balance could not be achieved through domination, no matter how noble the intentions. Their battle was both physical and spiritual, a clash of ideologies as much as abilities. Ahsoka's mastery of the Force allowed her to hold her own against the Dark Lord, even as his cunning and raw strength threatened to overwhelm her. The confrontation culminated in a moment of extraordinary resonance, a moment where Ahsoka, standing on the precipice of despair, found an unyielding clarity within herself. She was the chosen one, not because of her power, but because of her unwavering commitment to the balance the galaxy so desperately needed. As the Empire's grip tightened, Ahsoka became a beacon of resistance, inspiring countless beings to rise against tyranny. Her actions resonated across the galaxy, drawing together disparate factions and igniting a fire of hope that Palpatine could not extinguish. The Rebel Alliance, bolstered by her leadership and vision, became a force to be reckoned with. In the years that followed, Ahsoka's influence grew, though she remained a figure of myth to many. Her refusal to claim any formal title or position within the Rebel Alliance made her an enigmatic presence, but her actions spoke louder than any declaration. She became a symbol of unity, bridging divides between species, planets, and ideologies. While others fought for survival or revenge, Ahsoka fought for balance not just in the Force but in the galaxy as a whole. The Force itself seemed to shift in response to her journey. Where once there had been a sharp divide between light and dark, Ahsoka's existence blurred the lines, proving that the dichotomy was a false construct. Her teachings, subtle, often imparted through actions rather than words, began to influence those around her. Luke Skywalker, though still a key figure in the rebellion, looked to Ahsoka as a mentor rather than pursuing a traditional Jedi path. She taught him not to fear his emotions but to understand them, to channel both love and loss into a greater purpose. As the Rebel Alliance gained momentum, so too did Ahsoka's role in shaping the galaxy's destiny. She became a rallying point for resistance cells scattered across the stars, her legend growing with every mission she undertook. Yet her greatest challenge remained ahead: the final confrontation with Emperor Palpatine. The moment came during the Battle of Endor. While much of the Alliance focused on destroying the Death Star and defeating the Imperial fleet, Ahsoka faced her destiny in the Emperor's throne room. This confrontation, unlike her earlier battle with Palpatine, was imbued with finality. Vader, still enslaved by the dark side, stood at Palpatine's side as his enforcer. Yet there was a tension in the air, a subtle shift that Ahsoka recognized as the culmination of her long journey. She spoke to Vader not as an adversary but as a friend, her words filled with a deep compassion that even Palpatine's venomous influence could not entirely suppress. "Anakin," she said, her voice steady and resolute, "the galaxy needs you not as Vader, but as the Jedi you were meant to be. You have the power to choose." Palpatine, sensing the danger in her words, unleashed his fury. The battle that followed was unlike any the galaxy had seen. Ahsoka's connection to the Force gave her a resilience that matched even the Emperor's dark powers. Their clash was one of pure will, the throne room itself trembling under the weight of their conflict. Amidst the chaos, Ahsoka continued to reach out to Vader. Her presence, her voice, her very essence became a lifeline for the man buried beneath the mask. Slowly, cracks began to form in Vader's armor, not just physically, but emotionally. The memory of Ahsoka as his Padawan, the bond they had shared, and the hope she represented began to erode the chains that bound him to the dark side. In the pivotal moment, when Palpatine's power threatened to consume them all, Vader made his choice. Spurred by Ahsoka's unwavering belief in him, he turned against the Emperor, throwing him into the abyss. The act came at great cost. Vader's injuries left him gravely weakened, and he knew his time was short. As he lay dying, he looked to Ahsoka, his eyes filled with gratitude and regret. "You were always the better part of me," he whispered, the words heavy with truth. Ahsoka held his hand as he passed, her heart heavy with the weight of what had been lost and what had been saved. Anakin Skywalker, the man who had once been her mentor, had finally found redemption. The galaxy, too, had been given a chance to heal. The destruction of the Death Star and the Emperor's death marked a turning point in galactic history. The Rebel Alliance emerged victorious, and the seeds of a new republic began to take root. Yet Ahsoka's work was far from done. She understood that balance was not a static state but a constant effort, requiring vigilance and compassion in equal measure. She chose to remain on the fringes, guiding those who sought her wisdom and ensuring that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. Her influence extended far beyond the Rebel Alliance. Former Imperials who sought redemption found in her a path to forgiveness. Those who struggled to reconcile the light and dark within themselves were inspired by her example. Ahsoka became a living embodiment of the Force's true nature, a bridge between opposites, a reminder that harmony could be achieved through understanding rather than domination. In the years that followed, Ahsoka's legacy only grew. She trained a new generation of Force-sensitive individuals, though she refused to call them Jedi. Instead, she encouraged them to walk their own paths, free from the rigid doctrines that had once defined the Jedi Order. Her teachings emphasized balance, humility, and the importance of questioning one's beliefs. The galaxy, still scarred from years of war, began to heal under her watchful eye. Ahsoka remained a figure of hope and wisdom, her presence a testament to the power of the Force when wielded with purpose and compassion. She was the chosen one, not because she destroyed the Sith or upheld the Jedi Order, but because she embodied the balance that the galaxy so desperately needed. And in the quiet moments, when the stars stretched endlessly before her, Ahsoka would look to the horizon, her heart filled with the knowledge that her journey was far from over. For the Force, like life itself, was an endless cycle, a dance of creation and destruction, of light and dark. And she, Ahsoka Tano, was its greatest champion,